Well, what I would like to do is to take three concepts and clarify what they mean. The difference between a fact, an opinion, and a story. A fact is something that we can all agree on. We look at it, we see it, it looks like the same thing. It's the same shape, size, form. However, things change when we look at an opinion. What does the fact mean? How do we interpret this fact? What do we take it to mean? And let me take something pretty neutral. An example I like to give is a table. You can look at the table and we can agree that this is a table. It could have three legs or four legs. It could even have one central leg, but it's a table. And we agree that this is a table on which we can place items. Now, the disagreement begins to happen when we come to an opinion. Is it a nice table? Is it a strong table? Is it a useful table? Is it a table that is beautiful? And here we begin to have disagreement when we begin to interpret what that table represents. And that's when we get into the realm of opinion. And in the realm of opinion, we will have disagreements, we will have agreements, we will have confusion. And the third piece, which is the story, and that could be entirely fictitious. And the story is, what does this table mean to me and what does it represent? And here we get into very complicated territory where, the narrative becomes something that serves me. Oh, this table I inherited from my grandfather, who was a great writer. And when he sat at this table, it used to inspire him. And he produced some of his best poetry when he was sitting at that table. No one can challenge me. It's my story. I've made it up. You may agree, you may disagree, but it's my story. And you can see how complicated things become when we confuse fact with opinion, with storytelling. Now, what happens to the receiver of that information? If you are not a very astute and critical receiver of the information, you can become confused, you can become misled. And the person who earns your trust can become the one who actually controls what you think, because that's the information you allow yourself to accept. But what happens when you don't trust anybody? When you don't believe anyone? It's not a solution, because we all want some level of certainty. And in the end, we can easily become manipulated by people who earn our trust, by people who convince us that they are the ones who have the truth and we should believe them and not anyone else. Very slippery ground when you find yourself in a world where you don't trust anyone, where there's no reliable reference that you can say, if I go here, I'm going to get reliable information. And that's what the article is exploring.